Hi, welcome to our channel. This is Photogenic, and here we talk everything photography. For this video, we are going to talk about the camera that I recommend the most to beginner photographers. Now, a camera recommendation should be personal to you, what you like to shoot, and your budget. The reason that I am doing a video purely on a single camera recommendation is because this is the one that I recommend 90% of the time. So for the vast majority of people who come across this video, this will be relevant to you, assuming that you are watching it in 2024 and not in 10 years' time. So the camera that I recommend is the Nikon D3500. And the reason for this is because it is an entry-level DSLR. It's a good price. It's well made. It has lots of features that will help you learn photography, and the layout is pretty user-friendly. So when it comes to learning the different modes and the different camera settings, you can work in either your semi-automatic mode, so shutter priority or aperture priority, and that will let you just focus on each of those settings individually. You can work in full manual. So once you have your head around shutter speed and aperture and ISO, you can pop them all together in manual mode and balance your settings for the right exposure and for the creative effect that you are trying to get. Another reason why I recommend this camera is because its low light capabilities are pretty good. So the thing that cameras have been improved upon over the last 10 years or so is how well they perform in low light. This Nikon D3500 was the last entry-level DSLR to be produced by Nikon at this level. And it has a very good sensor which works well in low light. Now, some people might say, what's the point in promoting a Nikon, a DSLR Nikon specifically, compared to a mirrorless camera? And it's a good question because this is one of the last mirrored DSLRs to be produced. And our camera manufacturers are now working on mirrorless versions of our cameras. So they're not going to produce any more mirrored DSLRs. They're looking at mirrorless now. Mirrorless is the way forwards. Now, I don't think that our mirrored cameras are obsolete. And I am sure that us as photographers are going to carry on using our mirrored DSLRs for at least the next 10 years. So it's not too late to jump on the bandwagon and grab yourself a DSLR, learn on that. And then if you want to upgrade in the future, you could go to a mirrorless camera. Don't get me wrong, if you have the budget and you want to go straight to mirrorless, you can do that as well. Send me a message or just pop in the comments that you want to do this, and I can recommend a mirrorless camera to you. For the money, this camera is excellent at helping you learn photography, get used to the different lenses, the different equipment, the style of photography you're interested in. This is an excellent camera to start with. So this is why I recommend it. If you decide that you would like to upgrade to a mirrorless camera later on, you can do with a better understanding of what you're buying and how it works for the type of photography that you are interested in. This camera, Nikon D3500, is great for beginners, really user-friendly, easy to use, got good features, it's good in low light, it has a decent size sensor, so you have lots of detail in your photos, you can use it in the studio, there's lots of accessories that work with it. It's the one that I recommend all the time, okay? If you have any other questions about this camera, give me a shout and I will answer them for you. Another reason why I recommend this camera is because even if you just get the standard kit lens, it's a really good lens to get you started in your photography. It will allow you to do landscapes and portraits, anything kind of relatively close to you. This is a really good lens to start you off on. And then if you decide that you want to specialize in macro or landscapes or portraits, you can get a better suited lens to those genres. And another nice thing about this camera is you can buy a professional full frame lens, and full frame basically means the next size sensor up, and it will still fit on your camera. So this is a crop sensor, so it's a smaller sensor than the full frame, but the lenses for the full frame cameras will fit on this camera. So it will let lots of light in through the lens, which is really good for your camera because it records light. So image quality is going to be really, really nice. That also means that if you were to upgrade and to stick with Nikon, then you would be able to use those lenses if you go to a full frame DSLR. Now, if you were to go to mirrorless, the mirrorless lenses are slightly different. Another reason why I recommend this camera as opposed to a mirrorless camera at this stage of your photography journey is because if you learn how to use the settings and you understand that your camera records light, you can get a very good quality photo if you shoot in the right lighting situations with this camera. Okay. If you were to buy a fancy mirrorless camera, but you didn't understand light and you didn't understand the camera settings, and you shot in low light with the wrong settings, you are going to end up with a not great quality photo. Okay. So it's kind of swings and roundabouts. Get this camera, work with it in the right light, learn the camera settings, get your good quality photos. When you are happy that your knowledge is at a level where you are using the camera to its best ability, then upgrade. That's just my opinion. You don't have to do that. If you've got loads of money, you might just want to go straight to a more expensive mirrorless camera. But this is the most common camera that I recommend to beginners, especially because when people start photography, they have no idea how much a good camera costs. Okay, they don't really know what the different numbers mean, what's a better camera, what's not such a good camera. So if I were to say to you, oh yeah, here, do this, get this mirrorless camera, and it costs you £1,500 for body only, a new photographer might go, whoa, that's like more than my car, or it might just be a huge amount of money to them as like a starting introduction to photography, and it might put people off. So starting with something that is more cost effective, that will allow you to focus on learning the camera settings and the principles of photography without worrying about it costing too much money, is just a nicer way to start your photography. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions about photography or would like a personalized recommendation and you don't think that this is the camera for you, leave a comment and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment, share with your friends, all the things that everybody always asks you to do on YouTube. And I will see you soon.